Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It's Tuesday, April 16th. Yep, the 16th. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? So I thought we'd kind of change it up a little bit because I haven't done anything with personal development for a while. Yeah, let's be quiet. So I thought we'd kind of do that today. And the thing we're going to do is if you have a room full of people, which one is you? Stay tuned. All right, so welcome back. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, this is a weekday show, Monday through Friday. We do videos just about every day on something. We cross the spectrum here from small engine repair to personal growth to relationship. You know, what I found in business is you have to be well rounded. All right, you can't be really good at something and then fail at everything else, right? Or no, right? I know some of you are saying, well, that's how I became successful. I just concentrate on business. And for those folks, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But my question would be, how much time did you spend with the kids? How much time did you spend with your significant other? Why they waited all these years for you to do something with them? You know, give it some thought. Now, I'm not telling you that if you're starting a small business, it's not going to be a daily grind for 5 years. It is. But you have to somehow balance that. You have to have the ability to shut it off at a certain time in the afternoon and turn it back on the following morning. It's going to do you no good to be sitting at home when you should be spending time with family, to be on your phone, computer, or watching the stocks and bonds trade, thinking that, because I had guys that were like that too, that one day they lost $50, the next day they won or they gained so much money. They watched the stock market, their 401k, on a daily basis. I never did because I was looking at long term, right? I was trading short, which just means selling it quickly after buying it for a profit. That'd be something different. But most of the things that I've done in life, I've looked at the long game. You got to have some short gains to keep you excited, right? But it's the long game that will keep you there and have something that amounts to something most often. And what I've said in the past is I enjoy interacting with others. I enjoy watching others interact with each other. It's fascinating. And that brings us back to the title of this video is, if you were in a group of people, which one would be you? And I can kind of summarize some of them that will be there. All right. Now, if you're looking to figure out who is the wisest and probably the most self-confident, they're the person sitting somewhere. They don't feel a need to partake. I mean, if somebody asks them something, they're more willing to answer, right? But they've learned that They don't need to be popular. They don't need to be this. They don't need to be that. So when it all boils down to it, if somebody wants to interact with them, they'll interact with them. If not, they're usually sitting quietly, watching everybody else, and having a good time. That person usually has the most wisdom and probably is the most secure. You got the other person that is jittery, nervous. When they try to talk, it comes out in a garble because they're trying to just blurt it out, right? And inside they're a turmoil because they're so worried about, how they look and how they're coming across to people. They don't want to say anything that's upsetting. They're trying to be a good person. They're trying to impress you to a certain extent. But it's not to glorify themselves. It's just to get through the party, right? And they're really good people, If you can get them in their own setting, in their own environment, usually they're a blast to be with. And then you have the one that's the most popular. And they've got people around them. And let me talk to you about popular, okay? There's different groups of popular people, right? In today's society, what I see with reality TV and also the crapola, your popular people are the ones that have money. The rich and famous. And they're usually the most screwed up, by the way. But the popular kid in school, for the most part, what I've seen is that kid is popular not by anything that they're doing. It's by something that their parents have done, and that has gained wealth. And it may be generational. It just keeps passing down, getting bigger. I don't know. The other popular kid or person is one that knows what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And how to make you feel better about yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, I've never been put anybody as an idol per se. Because if you idolize somebody, popularity, that says more about you than it says about them. And that says that you need to have reinforcement. You need to have someone make you feel good. That's the other person in the room. That brings us to the loudest person in the room. The one that can't wait to tell you how much they've accomplished, where they're at in life, how much money they got, etc., etc., etc. They would fall into one of the insecure people. Because if you were secure in life, you would have no need to try to prove to anybody else your worth. You wouldn't. I mean, by having more money, does that make you a better person? By having a president of the company versus a floor worker make you a better person? No. So if you find the that you're trying to impress other people. Your best advice, my best advice to you is just stop. You have no need to impress anybody. You have no need to one-up anybody. You just have to learn to be secure in just who you are. You have to find yourself first, right? But there's always one of them, right? If you listen, you can hear them. And they try to go around the room and also be popular, but it's a forced popular. People usually are trying to run the other direction. That's, I guess, the difference between being popular and unpopular, right? And a lot of times, the least popular person is trying to get most attention so that they can become more popular because they're tired of being least popular. And then you have the person in the room that's also quiet. They may be watching interactions, but inside they're screaming that they gotta leave because they feel like they're suffocating. And that would be your most insecure person. Isn't it odd that the most secure and the most insecure are both quietly sitting there, but one is calm and gentle and the other is suffocating? And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, right? And there's still a couple more yet. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so then there's the other person that I call sad sack. That no matter what goes on, they're sad. And they're getting something from being sad. They're getting attention. People feel sorry for them. So they're constantly trying to prop them up. And that propping them up is not helping them, by the way. It's just reinforcing that this is the way to get more attention. Now, when I say propping up, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't talk with this person and say, look, you're good enough. You don't need to, feel bad about things. You just got to learn to love yourself and move forward. But yeah, every outing I've been on, usually there's one in the room that is feeding off from other people's helpfulness. They want to help you. And then you have the one, these are the ones I love. If you're going to like a company function or a family outing, what have you, it's the significant other that's dragged along that doesn't care about going to a party or like that. They just want to be sitting home watching the ball game. And they can't wait for the party to get over. And I've seen wives like this too, that are just sucking it up because they have no interest in whatsoever or what's going on. They're just there. And they can't wait. They're clock watchers. They're looking at their watches to see what time is it. Can we leave yet? Which one are you? I'm probably missing a couple. But human nature is fascinating. And it's fascinating that you can get all these different types of people all within a room. From secure to unsecure, from popular to unpopular, outgoing to sad, one up. One of the best things about human nature is that we're not all the same. We're not all made up the same. And we have our unique personalities. And with life experiences, we gain greater wisdom, hopefully. But in the same, we also become more secure in ourselves. We were just talking with one of my customers here Sunday, and he's up around 73, 74. And he was telling me that a lot of stuff he thought was important he could care less about. And I was explaining to him, as we get older, our give a shit factor goes way down. And it's true. It's kind of like you come into this world as an infant, right? Wearing diapers and needing people and mama. And as you're going out, you may end up in diapers and losing it. So your give a shit factor goes way down. And as you get older, it's kind of like becoming an infant again, if you know what I mean. So on that note, guys, I just thought it'd be a change up today versus small engine. I've been on that for quite some time. And I know some of you love personal development and my take on certain things. But it takes all of us. If we were all alike, it would be the most boring planet in the world. But we're not. We're each unique. We're each different. And we're all important. Okay? Each one of you is very important. And you have to know that. Sometimes you may not feel that way. But I'm telling you, you are. And there aren't too many of us that have any years on ourselves that can't say that we didn't screw things up from time to time and say or do things that we shouldn't have. But hopefully we gain wisdom from it. We've made our apologies and our amends and move forward. Because you can't live in the past. A lot of people try, but you can't do it. If you want to try to have a happy life, you have to live in the future, the present, and what's in store for you. So on that note, you guys have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks so much for watching.